Metal Slug!
Anyway, how about some... top story tonight. And by top story, I mean least interesting of all of the stories. Warehouse update. Games Workshop will be closing its warehouse between the 27th of May and the 3rd of June, 24. Any orders received during this period will be dispatched once the warehouse reopens, at which point normal shipping will resume. Hey, alright. Alright, next. Are we doing battle tactics? Sorry, are we doing Spearhead? Path to Glory? Another Spearhead? Or Endo List spells? Tell you what. Let's do Spearhead. Let's get this one out of the way. Quadruple Newsies. Any Spearhead enjoyers or potentially Spearhead enjoyers? What song do you use for your VR back screen? I think it's off the P3 soundtrack, and it's some kind of a remix thing. Dude, I can't recall. Healer by Day. Sorry, it's a good question though. It's part of like this Persona 3 lo-fi hip-hop remix kind of YouTube that I found 8 years ago or something like that. I can't recall. I don't have a great answer for you. Maybe I'll look it up elsewise. Introducing Spearhead, a fast and furious new mode for new AOS, Newa As. And even though I don't care about this, this is important. Because if 1,000 point games are good instead of bad, it's just not good for the health of the game and a bunch of new players and stuff, right? So here's hoping. These are all slightly crooked, and I don't like it. These are all slightly crooked. I don't think I'm here for it, but you know, chill. We've shown off loads of the new edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar so far, from the impactful new commands and tightened up fight phase, changes to spells and prayers, and the modular rules that underpin everything. But when the new edition was first announced, the Warhammer Studio excitedly spoke about Spearhead, a brand new way of playing the game. Although, from everything I've heard, it's just 1K, right? I don't know. Now it's time to find out what it's all about. Patrick Pickle thinks it's tier 1. 24 months, 2 years. Thanks for the tier 1. Appreciate it. I heard that this is just 1K. It's not actually a new way of playing. If you consider it being good instead of bad, maybe it is a new way of playing. I don't even know that. It's not 1K. Okay. And this proves I don't read this stuff ahead, because I want it to be a reaction, right? So let's see. What is Spearhead? That's what I'm asking. Spearhead is a new game format for Warhammer Age of Sigmar when you use self-contained, existing boxes of miniatures to play fast and furious games with streamlined rules and nail-biting finishes. Oh, so you have to use self-contained existing boxes. Can you not customize it? I wonder. Also, this music has to chill a little bit, just a touch. Start collecting dual decks. There are a number of differences between full-size match play games and Spearhead, which has been designed to make the game accessible but retain rich tactical depth. It's a brilliant standalone game and a fantastic primer. of what you can expect from full-scale battles of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. It's a pre-con, okay. Spearhead's footprint is also dramatically smaller than that of a full game, played on a board measuring 30 by 22.4 inches. Surely that's like a conversion from millimeters or something, right? That's a quarter the size of a full battlefield. Oh, you just divided by 4. Got it. And the perfect size to play on a kitchen table or coffee table. Or one of those old school TV tables where you'd get your TV dinner on. It is a Warcry board. It is the Warcry board. Damn, why didn't they just say that? What's Spearhead? No one. Absolutely no one. The soundtrack. The incoming launch box provides everything you need to play with a friend, including 2 complete Spearhead forces, terrain, a double-sided board with printed objectives, and the packs of cards that really make this mode tick. Packs of cards, huh? We got cards now. Oh, maybe they mean like War Scroll cards and stuff like that. That's probably what they mean. What if I don't have a friend? You also get a beautiful hardcover book that includes everything you need to play. Core rules, Spearhead battle pack, and the rules for every Spearhead force in the game, so you can start playing with your existing collections immediately. Existing Vanguard and Spearhead boxes. Each faction's Spearhead force is created from the contents of a single box. And all currently available Vanguard boxes will be rebranded as Spearhead boxes. As these sets contain different quantities of models, Spearhead has its own dedicated war scrolls and faction rules. It uses new mechanics to balance each force against one other. The Warhammer Studios put tremendous effort into this balance, and as a result, every game you play comes down to a knife edge. As these sets contain different quantities of models, Spearhead has its own dedicated war scrolls and faction rules. What did they mean by this? They probably don't mean this unit normally comes in 6, but there's only 3 in this box. They probably mean that technically, the points available in this box are way lower than the points available in this box. So, instead of change what's in the box, we're just going to make up rules so that somehow these two are balanced if you play against each other. Right? I assume that's what they mean. This is one of the most play-tested games we've ever produced by virtue of how quick it is to play and how much fun we're all having with it, explains Ben, product dev. Once you know how to play, you can get through a game during a lunch break. Who the fuck is bringing a Tupperware, like, tub with models in it on your 1-hour commute to work? You have a lunch break where you can do more than like just eat and immediately go home afterward. Is this a British thing? UK lunch break? Jesus. And you work at Warhammer World? I don't even play Magic with people at work. When I left the house for work, which is only a distant memory now. This is crazy. This is obviously just like a culture thing, I guess. Or people who work literally at Games Workshop. Maybe they can do that. About to teach your boss Warcry next week? Yeah, easy. The whole Warhammer studio was so enthused about it, we had a chart up on the wall listing which factions had played against which other factions and how many times. People couldn't get enough. We've run 2 huge leagues so far. So we have lots of data to work with. Isn't that... Hold up. Had a chart on the wall listing which factions had played against which other factions and how many times. Isn't that what you do for every game you ever make? You're game designers, right? You know? I don't know if I should take this as this game is special, because they don't do that normally. It's the way I'm tempted to take this, which would be the most uncharitable way, and yet. Yeah, that's what you fucking do when you're a game designer, right? Surely you've done this with Age of Sigmar and Warhammer 40,000, right? Surely you have some giant chart where you've played like 100 games, and you have how, okay, each 40k army versus each other 40k army and each AOS army, and that's normal. Maybe I should just take this paragraph as, we are excited about our product. And then they're giving us a window into what game designers always should be doing. And not, this is special. It's just like, look, we did this. We did do this with all our games, though, surely. Yeah, maybe it's expanded beyond the confines of just the playtesting department, is it, League? That's a good... We threw them a life preserver, right? What are those lifesavers? The circle thing? We've thrown it to... Here you go. You can grab onto this. People like it so much that outside of the playtesting department, they just do that, right? Anyway. With some spearhead boxes containing elite units and monsters and others packed with quintessential troops and foot heroes, balance is established in a number of ways, from holding powerful units back for later turns to giving less durable units a second chance at life. I am like hella uninterested in this. Holy shit. What's essentially the coolest part about a war game in any way similar to this or Age of Sigmar or 40k or anything? The fact that you can customize it. Units and spearhead forces with a reinforcements keyword can return to the battlefield after they've been destroyed. By using the call for reinforcements ability, you can set up a fresh unit in a friendly territory, providing you a way of repositioning and resurge in future turns. Units have, yep, okay, call for reinforcements once per turn, your movement phase. Can only replace it once. Units with the reinforcements keyword have this icon in the top right. Oh, that's handy. What a handy addition. Now, what the game designers were tasked with was a very difficult thing, and so all this stuff reads as pretty smart to me. You are given these boxes that between them, not a care in the fucking world was ever thought of for like what's inside from a gameplay perspective at all between each other. And now you, the rules writers, have to fix that problem that you didn't have to have be a problem, right? And so you're coming up with, hey, your shit can come back to life. Maybe the monster takes a while to show up first. These are all like fun solutions to the problem that they got themselves into from another department, right? So I'm not like making fun of them here, really. Yeah, it definitely seems like onboarding. It's like the, you know, somebody mentioned it before, the EDH thing, right? This is a pre-constructed deck. You are supposed to buy your pre-constructed deck, play it for a little while, and then be like, damn, this thing here, all of these, I want to put these things in instead. And then you go from this and you build yourself a 2,000 point army somehow, and then you play that. It's very much a temporary thing. You do this a little bit, a few games maybe, but it's I don't know, you're on this scenic drive through the countryside and you look to your right And you're like, oh yeah, it's a nice little lake there. And they got trees. Ooh, a farmer field. Oh, ooh, a big hill. But then you keep driving past and then you get to something else. But that's fine. That's still like an important for the game kind of thing to happen, you know. Just because it's not for me doesn't mean it's not important for the game, and I think it is. Yeah, onboarding new players, for sure. You think it's meant to appeal to both new players and the I can only play for 5 seconds once every fiscal quarter types? Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. No, I mostly agree. I think the once every fiscal quarter people, you might try to have. I still think you can play a 2K game. Switch hats, sure. We'll go big. Even a 2K game doesn't take that long. Yeah, it's not that bad. I say, but a 2K game among 2 newish players is going to be 4 hours. That's a lot. That's an entire Heywoah stream, you know? I think once in a quarter people might spring for the 4 hours though, instead of however long this is supposed to take, an hour. But whatever. Particularly powerful units may instead be held in reserve. Yndrasta's Spearhead, for example, features the God, King, Sigmar's Prime Hunter, and a trio of hefty Annihilators. But the Lightning Strike rifle ability keeps them off the board until the penultimate battle round. This means that your Vanquisher's Night Vexil or Stormstrike Chariot need to hold the ground until the damage dealers can arrive to turn the tables. Okay, cool. So this is kind of funky. This is the battle trait for Yndrasta's Spearhead. Each faction gets their own powerful thematic battle traits and can choose from 1 or 2 different regiment abilities. Hey, we get some choices. And 1 of 4 enhancements start of battle to customize their force once they know who they are facing. Why can't we do this in Age of Sigmar? Maybe we can. Maybe the game is different. I've been saying we should do this in the game Age of Sigmar for 5 years. You should be able to choose most of your, like, pure rules-based stuff once you know who you're facing. It will add more time, but it will make the game way better and way less rock, paper, scissors. And it gives an option for all those silver bullets that no one would ever lock themselves into. As long as it's not a physical model you have to bring, right? Yeah. I've long said that kind of sideboarding would be really good for AOS. Especially because, like, tournament rounds are 1 game. It's not best of, you know. Street Fighter is best of 3. Tekken is best of 5. Magic the Gathering is best of 3. AOS is 1 huge game. That's it, right? I really think that a little bit of sideboarding, especially if it's just rules and not models at all, would be helpful. Like if you're playing a 3-hour something game once a month, I don't think it would take you more than, in real life, literally 2 minutes to select, like, command trait artifact spell, right? I don't know. It's going to be pretty obvious which one you're going to go for, I bet. Anyway, huge hopium that they've done this for the actual game of AOS. War Scrolls and Spearhead. Spearhead War Scrolls are slightly simplified, but designed to feel similar to War Scrolls in the full game. The Spearhead Battle Pack doesn't use advanced rules modules, so it doesn't involve special rules for command models or advanced magic, but it does introduce many of the advanced concepts through abilities and cards, okay? The warriors almost always share the same characteristics and base weapon profiles as their full Warhammer Age of Sigmar equivalents. The war scrolls have all been adjusted to work properly at this scale. For instance, the clan rats below our vile verminous hordes will swarm the spearhead board. In full Age of Sigmar, they'll lose reinforcements keyword, but gain command group benefits from the Kriyat auto wound ability, making them even more ferocious. Hey look, the wheel is different, so you can instantly tell that this is a war scroll for not AOS. It's for Spearhead specifically. That was smart of them to do here. Good work. Good wake. 2 attacks, 4s and 5s. Oh, 1. Yep. You are chaff. Your job is very useful, very necessary, and excellent. If you had 0 attacks, you would still accomplish your job very well and be very good for it. 6-inch move, 5-up save, 1 and 1. You can return D3 slain models to this unit. Seething Swarm. The Scave. Seething. Skaven. Wheel is a square and it says Spearhead in the top also, yeah. Spearhead War Scroll up here. Your job is to be 20 models and have the reinforcement keyword. Yeah, your job is to be here, and your opponent has to spend an entire ass charge and combat phase. Essentially, they have to waste it. That's a limited resource. Even if your opponent does infinite damage in melee combat, truly infinite, you waste one of their limited resources, which is number of combat phases they can control. The number of charge phases. Really useful. Great work. The Dia Scrying Magister demonstrates how magic is simplified in Spearhead. The Bolt of Tzeentch spell is a part of a spell lore and you can choose for your army. Here it's just tweaked to fit Spearhead and they put it into an ability, okay. With no magic module, there's no need for power levels or casting values, so everything fits into a neat ability that emulates all the fundamental rules, okay. Your hero phase, declare, make a casting roll on a 6-up. Inflict D3 mortal damage to the target. If any models are slain with this ability, you can pick a friendly using or unit holding within 18. Return 1, okay. Bolt of Change. 4-up save, 14-inch flying. Yep, fly detected in the bottom down here. They got some attacks, cool. Yeah, alright. The fucking flower. Sure, but not the full battle scroll, yeah. Bad shooting, bad hero, melee. Yeah. Has a spell. I don't know the balance of Spearhead, though. Maybe doing a D3 mortal damage and potentially regenerating a Zangor is, like, good in Spearhead. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. But tell you what, don't worry. Because if it's not good, you can always... Oh, wait. Wait, hold on. Discovered the basic Spearhead, but there's another driving force for this new game mode. 2 decks of cards are included in the box. One that provides you with a twist for each round, and another gives you the ability to score battle tactics or use powerful command abilities. Critical part of what makes Spearhead so compelling and rich, with strategic depth. So we'll be taking a closer look at them later this week. Well, damn, I guess we have to wait. Never mind. Score battle tactics and issue powerful commands as the flow of battle twists and turns in Spearhead. Spearhead is the fast, tactically deep, and incredibly Moorish. Huh? New game mode coming for... What does Moorish mean? Like, am I going literal with it? It is more, but not quite more? Meaning of moreish. Of food. Having a very pleasant taste and making you want to eat more. Example. Those peanuts are very moreish, aren't they? Okay. Having a very pleasant taste and making you want to eat more. Moreish. It is a very British word. Alright, I'm learning. Hey, we're adding to the vocabulary. I appreciate it. Anyway, where were we? Yeah, like circus peanuts. True. We've covered what the game is, how Spearhead boxes are balanced, and how your army rules and war scrolls work. Now it's time to delve into how you'll score battle tactics and issue commands in Spearhead. Unveil some of the twists. Alright. This cream is moreish. Scoring in Spearhead is simple. At the end of their turn, a player scores 1 victory point for holding an objective, 1 for holding 2 or more, and 1 for holding more than... Okay, so it's the same thing. And 1 for each battle tactic scorer. Okay. Because Spearhead doesn't use any advanced rules, including the battle tactics or command modules, you'll instead use a unique deck of battle tactic cards. Okay. I'll hit the meme ad in a second, is it? Remind me. Each player gets a deck of 12 cards, and at the start of each battle round, you draw 3 battle tactic cards. At the start of each subsequent battle round, you can discard any number of cards face up, before drawing back up to 3. What is this? At the start of each subsequent battle round. Okay, so new ones. With one important distinction we'll get to later. First battle round, draw 3. Subsequent. Discard any number, then draw back up to 3. Okay. Every card gives you the choice between scoring a battle tactic or using a powerful command. This turns each card into a delectable tactical choice. Yo, this copy was written 25 minutes before lunch break, guaranteed. Will you use a command that can help you score objectives, enhance your forces, and put your opponent to the sword? Or will you attempt to secure victory by completing a battle tactic instead? It's this one. Someone was hungry. You can score all 3 battle tactics in your hand on a single turn, but as soon as you use the command or scored the tactic, the card is discarded. Hey, we can triple up. You can complete this tactic at the end of your turn if there are any friendly units within 3 of each short battlefield edge. Damn, we love doing the splits. Do the absolute splits so your feet are on either end of the entire board. We love this battle tactic. Okay. Or you complete this battle tactic if you control the Dracothian objective at the end of your turn. What's a Dracothian objective? I guess I'll find that out later. Oh, true. You know what? It is a tiny board. Yeah. Oh, the board is baked in. That's right. So there's just going to be one called Dracothian, I bet, right? Pick a friendly unit that is not in combat. The unit can move D6. It cannot move into combat. Okay, redeploy. Oh, you get redeploy. Got it. Reaction. Opponent declared a shoot. Excuse me. Point of order. I declare a shoot. Go to ground. Friendly unit targeted by shoot. Only unmodified hit rolls of 6 successfully hit them. However, that unit has strike blast this turn. Okay. Yeah, the board is the game. It's a board game. For example, take the flanks. Reward you with victory points if you rush out to seize board edges. But the same card offers redeploy, which lets you reposition. Will you score take the flanks at the end of your turn? Yes. Or will you hold on to your card so you can use it? Cool. This is all cool. What a neat idea for this. How nice. With only 12 cards in the deck, you'll be able to quickly learn your opponent's or your options. And soon you'll be able to anticipate your opponent's moves and learn when to hold on to an all-important command. Yeah. What's more, the abilities and battle tactics will quickly familiarize you with the concepts you can find in the full AOS games. This is smart. All of these abilities here, or most of them, many of them or whatever, these are like reactions you can use in the real game, and these are battle tactics you can use in the real one. So they're tricking you into learning AOS. Cool. Some battle tactics required claims to objectives. Spearhead. Okay, Depillion Deus. Raid. You complete this battle tactic in the end of turn if any friendly units are wholly within enemy territory and not in combat. Hold ground. You complete this battle tactic in the end of your turn if there are more friendly models contesting large terrain feature in your territory than there are enemy models contesting it. It's free. It's simply free. Rise to the challenge. Pick a friendly hero to use it. Heal D6. Okay. I'm actually, let's see. Do these have any relation to each other? This one is you gotta move a long distance. Alternatively, you could move in response to something. This one, you get it if you control a point. And this one is if you get shot. Maybe not on that one. Ignore Rend. That phase. Oh, and declaring an attack ability. Okay, so usually they might not thematically link to each other, but that's okay. Ignore Rend pretty good though. I like this way of doing it better than what we've heard about for Age of Sigmar. Bad Dice I think I agree with him. This way of implementing battle tactics is much more interesting than, here are 8, you will choose 5 that you always do in the same order every game no matter what. Boring. Samey. I like this way more than the game. So you can't just simply use these in AOS. Because it's got like draconian Dais shit on it. It has commands that you just have access to anyway in Age of Sigmar. But damn, I like almost straight copying these and putting them into Age of Sigmar instead of the kind of homogenized BT system we have now. Yeah, huge copium. We could make a Heywoah Battle Tactics module, yeah, and try to take over the world. Official. Do you want to raid your opponent's territory or keep that rend reducing steel defense in your pocket? Hold ground or rise to the challenge. With only 12 cards in the deck, you'll be able to quickly learn your options. Cool. Cool. We'd have to tweak it a lot, I think. But this is actually quite interesting, I think. Damn, kinda interesting. Man, this is kinda interesting. What's more, the abilities in battle tactics will quickly familiarize you with the concepts you'll find in full AOS. Yeah, that's a good point as well. The priority role and underdog mechanics are both alive and well in Spearhead, adding more tactical layers to the game because Spearhead's a game of hard-fought, nail-biting battles with tense finishes, seizing the initiative from priority. Comes with a sting in the tail. You won't be able to draw... you won't be able to draw any battle tactic cards. Oof. I'm getting the sense that in this game, that sounds like a big deal. You won't be able to draw any battle tactic cards unless you are the underdog, and the difference in victory points is 5 or greater. I mean, you'll still have the ones you have, but... So usually you're not going to draw any extra cards. Okay. You can plan for that, though. Anyway, this is all very interesting. At the start of every battle round, you also determine which player is the underdog. Person who's behind on victory points, just straight up. Okay. Then you'll draw a twist card that will impact the battle in some way, providing a bonus for the underdog. There are 2 decks of twist cards. This is sounding a little bit like Triumph and Treachery for any people who have played back when they used to have GHBs filled with a whole bunch of content. Themed around the Akshay and Gairan sides of the Spearhead battle board. The verdant battlefields of Gairan are filled with grasping vines that can ensnare your units, reducing their maneuver ability. The Bane of Cavalry Head, heavy spearheads on other rounds. Hard-bitten warriors can attempt to take the land from their assailants and score extra victory points. Okay, what do we got? Underdog picks an enemy unit on the battlefield. If there is no underdog, the players roll off and the winner picks an enemy unit on the battlefield. Oh, so if you're tied, you still get the thing. Okay. That unit is ensnared. Until the end of the battle round, halve its move characteristic and roll 1 fewer dice when making a charge roll. That's brutal. Oof. 1 fewer dice on charge roll is massive. Did Heywoah already go through endless spells? Nope. You're safe. Take the land. Each player scores 1 extra victory point at the end of their turn if there are more friendly models contesting a large terrain feature in enemy territory than there are enemy. Okay. In addition, underdog adds 1 to wound rolls for attacks made by friendly units. The targeted unit contesting the large terrain feature. Okay. Whoa. Those who fight in Akshay will need to be wary of Khorne's presence in the realm, as the blood god's influence can encourage even the staunchest servants of order to let the blood flow. Fighting in the realm of fire can also mean contending with blazing elements and battlefields wreathed in smoke. Okay. Akshay twist. This is reminiscent of the Realms of Battle rules from 2nd edition, which were really cool. I liked those. Absolutely booming over here. Remember when GHBs were cool and had tons of content in them? Anyway, each player scores 1 extra victory point for each enemy unit destroyed that turn. Dude, for each? Let's go. If one of the players is the underdog, picks 1 friendly unit to be frenzied, add 1 to hit rolls. The underdog picks 1 objective if there's no underdog. Wreath and smoke. Only unmodified hit rolls of 6 hit for attacks that target a unit contesting that objective. Interesting. Oh. Dude, this is... We're getting like a greatest hits of former GHB stuff. Triumph and Treachery. Realms of Battle. My copium is at maximum levels that, they decided to add fun, good rules to Spearhead, but not to the real game. Absolutely seething. Skaven seething. Each set of 6 twists ensures that battles are ever-changing tactical conundrums, requiring you to adapt around shifting battlefield conditions that help and hinder different spearheads, depending on their composition. And then at 2,000 points, every game is the same. Thinking on your feet and responding to the ebb and flow of battle is paramount. And this means that the Spearhead games you play on your coffee table at home will offer the same kind of tactical depth. Heroic turnabouts, epic moments as full-sized games of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Plenty more Spearhead coverage over the coming weeks, but tomorrow we'll be going to find out what narrative players can expect from the entirely revamped Path to Ignore He mode, which features in the core book for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Shit. Come for Shinzo Abe, stay for Big. Yeah, I appreciate it, Absolute Moon Man. Did you scroll all the way down in the last article? Which one? Introducing Spearhead? Oh, all this stuff? These roles will be available for free online shortly after the release of the launch set. What were they referring to? Where's the asterisk? Oh, Spearhead. Okay. Just Spearhead rules. Got it. Shortly after the release, the Man Crusher mob said will also become a Spearhead, giving Sons of Behemoth a way to play in Spearhead games. Yes, that's what I figured. That's what I figured. Every game has 4 rounds in Spearhead. Yep. We heard about that last time. If you want to get started assembling your Spearhead or Vanguard sets ahead of time, don't. Always wait for the rules, try before you buy, etc., etc. Be a smart shopper. Build them as they're shown in the front of the box and you'll be good to go. I guess with this game mode, there's no way you can do anything anyway, so you might as well. Grabtoe, thanks for the first time chat. Hopium for Heywoah is if Man Crushers can get a Spearhead, then Beast Claw can get one too. Yeah, I don't know that we have one, do we? We used to. It was 1 monster and 4 Mornfang. And it was the most cost-effective thing you could buy from Games Workshop at the time. I'm not sure what kind of stuff you can do now, though. They got rid of that box. It was the value was too strong, so they got rid of it. I'm not sure what we got now. So, okay, Path to Glory. Sorry. Spearhead. It is. You just buy the box, and then the rules writers have suffered greatly, and looks like toiled pretty well, to try to figure out a way for all of these boxes to be roughly playable against each other and kind of balanced. Here's the Ogre one, by the way. Technically, 2 Mornfang. Technically, 2 Mornfang exist. This is the existence of Beast Claw in 4th edition. Alright, anyhow. And it's got a better battle tactic system. Fun little choose points or choose in response try to screw you abilities that you can keep from one turn to another. A little element of randomness. It's got Realms of Battle from the old GHB. So, I mean, damn. Sounds like the rules writers really dug deep and looked to the successful things of the past of AOS, like Triumph and Treachery and Realms of Battle. And they're like, let's add this to Spearhead. I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of sad that some of this is Spearhead and not the main game. But hey, alright. You were in a start collecting boxes tournament once, 1k points, using only units from the start collecting. The Beast Called player swamped the floor. 4th edition BCR fluff. Everwinter was lost, returning to the home realm. Yeah. Switch hats, sure. Oh wait, did somebody ask for a commercial before and I didn't do it? Or did I do it eventually? I want to like vaguely follow these double turns. You wanted a commercial for more cream. That's right, I told you to remind me. And now you have. Good. Alright. Hopium, the multiple spearheads for the same faction, give some different playstyles. Yeah, I'm hoping for that too. IJ desperately needs one. Well, depending on how much hopium you want to sprinkle on top of your ice cream sundae, that wouldn't even be the same faction, right? Iron Jaws is simply an army. Like it has been and should be. So that wouldn't even be, that wouldn't even be a big deal. Yeah, the current one is just Cruel Boys, and that's fine, because hopefully Cruel Boys is its own army, and they unsupify them. Anyway, I'm going to give you guys the commercial that I forgot about. Please enjoy a word from our sponsor. Nice. Good old simple pleasures. A little weird not to be able to use your centerpiece for the whole game. Yeah, but they built these boxes without a care for the morrow. And then after that, the rules writers had to figure out some way of making them balanced, so that's what they got to do. I understand, it makes sense. If it's still balanced because you get your centerpiece later, then, fair enough, right? Ironjail's not having one makes you hopeful for the Orc Divorce. Yeah, my hopium levels are pretty high for that. That would be the Orc Divorce. Dreamium detected. Anyway, I think this is cool. This is in general a good idea. I've been convinced. I think this is all around essentially a great idea. I wish they would have thought about it earlier, so they didn't have to jury rig this kind of thing into place with some of them. But you gotta work with what you work with, and this seems like just a good idea, doesn't it? It's not really 1K. It had to have different rules than 2K. Like, I suppose that's the inescapable truth. You have to have different rules than 2K in some ways. Otherwise, whoever gets the double turn just kills 500 points, and then the game's over because you don't have the extra 1500 for the next wave of back and forth, which is what makes, priority fine at 2K for the most part, among other things. And you get thematic forces, It also softens the idea of, okay, why does this box suck right now, today? Why does this box suck? Because it features some witch elves, which you would specialize your army around at 2K. It features some snakes, which you would specialize your army around at 2K. And it features Doomfire Warlocks, which you would never play. And so who would want this box? No one. It's a bad buy. But now, it gives you an excuse to buy this box. You use 1/3 of it on your 2K army, and then, you know what? You got a Spearhead. Really, you're just, what are your rules but excuses for the players to buy your models, right? I mean, good call, actually. Always on tilt. Thanks for the big prime. I appreciate it. They attempted this with 40K and it was basically never played. That being said, this does look quite a bit better. Yeah, I don't know. It's always a mystery whether something like this will take off, but I think it's a good idea. And it looks to be pretty reasonably thought out. And then furthermore, if you have a big collection, you probably just have this for a lot of these, depending. And so you can just play it if you want. The difference between Combat Patrol and this is that they tried with Spearhead. Fucking got them. I think AOS will have more room for it than 40K does. Probably. Yeah, they're including the Doomfire Warlocks until their warehouse is finally empty with them. They must have just overproduced them. Or they've never been good and so no one ever bought them. I don't know. Supposedly, game mechanic strength doesn't drive sales in a meaningful way. People keep saying. You can't play your dock ones because you refuse to buy boxes with the horsies. Yeah. Yeah, it is a double kit with, oh, what are they called in... What's the double kit version in the cities? I can't remember what the alternative build was. Dark Riders, that's it. Yeah. The weird thing is you've seen the Doomfire Warlocks out of stock. That must have just been to rebox them or something. I don't know, maybe... Look, we only know from our perspective and the people in our, you know, around us and stuff. Maybe these shits are just actually really popular. As recently, especially the most recent MFM, I don't know what MFM is. The AOS team looks like it's doing really cool stuff, and the 40k team is just dropping the ball over and over. It's different teams, I don't know. I don't think anybody on the 40k team works on the AOS team. They're different departments or different teams. Upcoming warehouse closure is only to restock Doomfire Warlocks. Good meme. MFM is basically the battle scroll for 40k. Munitorium Field Marshal. Oh, neat. Field Manual, I mean. This is the sound that's playing in the office. This music is coming from loudspeakers in your cubicle at Games Workshop when you're trying to write rules for 40k. It's on loop 24/7. It's starting to affect production. Anyway, what else can I say about this? It seems good. It seems to be a good idea. Giving players more of an excuse to buy things, having it not be a waste. I don't know if it'll catch on. The battle tactic thing seems cooler than the real game. The Triumph and Treachery thing seems cool because it always was cool. It was a great idea. I wish they would have implemented it. The Realm of Battle thing has always been cool because it was a cool thing when we had it in second. Good. Let's go. Anyway, hell yeah, brother. Holy shit, I like Spearhead now. Am I going to get a Spearhead box? Hell no. But if it becomes big, I don't know, maybe. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. This is the song that plays while you walk the path to glory and forge epic armies in new AOS. Alright. Okay. Battle Tactics being a replaceable module means they could replace the 4th ed version of something similar to Spearhead. Yeah, true. Apparently there's already a tournament set up for Spearhead. Yeah. I mean, there's tournaments set up for a lot of, like, kind of side game stuff the Games Workshop tries. Usually the support doesn't stay. But, I don't know, it seems like they're kind of serious about this. Copium. We'll see. I don't know. I was expecting to not care, but it seems cool. In keeping with what I just said, I was expecting to not care, but it seems cool. Let's read about Path to Glory and see if we can be 2 for 2 on the pleasantly surprised meter. Warhammer Age of Sigmar is a massive game, full of potential for all kinds of players. Tall players, smart players, wide gamers, whatever. Spearhead is a way to play fast, yet tactical battles, while matched play in the General's Handbook provides a framework for larger, more complex games and tournament play. Every mode lets you tell great stories with your armies, but Path to Glory is for those who want to take that narrative one step further. Okay, real quick grammar question. One step further or one step farther? Any random authors or editors for a, maybe on the board of a magazine or website or something, any English majors, I have always said one step further. Because farther to me is like a physical distance, and it's, I guess one step further is sort of a metaphor in a way, because you're talking about something. Further is more, farther is distance. Okay, so when you say one step, you're talking about distance, but you're using that whole bracketed talking about distance metaphorically. So which one do you do? Or figuratively, I guess. Further with an E, okay. Both are acceptable. Don't be a prescriptivist. I don't know what that is. I'm actually asking for myself. More Nexter. Just ask ChatGPT. I don't know what your guys' experiences with ChatGPT, but mine has been. I don't use it a lot. Every once in a while, I go to ChatGPT and I ask it a question, and 100% of the time, it is crazy wrong. Just literally incorrect. In a way that's really obviously wrong. And so I haven't found it to be that useful to me. Like, I guess I could ask it a question that I could otherwise just Google, but why would I do that, right? And so I'm kind of just annoyed by ChatGPT. I don't understand what it's for. It's never given me a correct answer to any question I've asked it. And I haven't asked it simple questions because I could just Google those. Even though it's a distance metaphor, you're still talking about a metaphor, so it's further instead of farther. Okay, yeah, that makes sense to me. Singular football more. How many, yeah. Can we do this in freedom units? How many burgers? How many bullets? How much oil exactly is it? We gotta use freedom units here. 2d6 charge there, yeah. UK can't use farther. It's too similar to an old UK currency. Oh, yeah. I know that. Hey, I get that reference. Haha. Also, as a linguist, further is the currently acceptable usage. I went further than Sally. But also, language is made up, so send in. I mean, yeah, it's made up, but so is money. And that shit's real. So... who's the linguist, and are they cunning? Armedian. It's for coding. It gives you pretty good directions for Java codes. Okay. Shilling and farthing and throwing up, yeah. Did we all decide that we're going to figure out how to make Spearhead cards work for matched play games? I want to try. Don't you think that'd be interesting? I don't think you'd need too much super change for it. The only thing is that a lot of the commands are just commands. I suppose you could get a free one maybe, but we'll have to think about it. Anyway, what were we talking about again? Oh yeah, ChatGPT. In fact, the most recent ChatGPT question I asked was, in first edition, Age of Sigmar, how many total war scrolls are there in the whole game? I figured this would be a question that ChatGPT could answer, because there's a real answer to it somewhere. I just didn't want to try to find a first edition version and like look it up myself. And it couldn't answer it. It couldn't do it. It said like over 100. It said many hundreds. There's a lot. The paragraph it gave me was like, considering the fact that new units are added and taken away all the time, there isn't a great answer to how many war scrolls there exactly are in Warhammer Age of Sigmar. And I'm like, okay. In first edition, how many were there? And it's like, well, even in first edition, sometimes they added some and sometimes they didn't add some. And I'm like, okay, on this exact date, how many War Scrolls were they? And it couldn't do it. It just couldn't do it. It's like hundreds. I'm like, yeah, but I'm doing a video and I want to just say the exact number, but it couldn't do it. So I'm like, fine. I don't know. Maybe it's good for programming, according to some people. It's an algorithm that spits out information it's scraped. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah. I suppose it's like, if the information is so available that a GPT could just scrape it, then I could just scrape it. I could just find that information myself. You know? I don't know. Maybe I thought that it was a magic box or something and it could just answer a question. But that's, you know. You asked ChatGPT what the chance of some dice roll stuff was, and it was wildly wrong. How come it's so good at programming, then? That's the weird part to me. I've asked it math questions before, and it's been hilariously wrong. It's bad with historical stuff. It's bad with gaming stuff. It's bad with my AOS questions. It's just always wrong. How come it's right about programming stuff? Enough for programmers to use it. I don't know. I'm demanding this of chat, and I shouldn't. I'm not forcing that side of it for you to argue against me with. I think we're all in agreement mostly. Oh, Docking has jumped into YouTube chat to talk with the linguist because his wife is one. Oh, nice. You had to write a John Wick movie in your hometown. It was like, yeah, that would be the most boring version. When you ask ChatGPT to like write anything, it's so bad. It's so bad. I can go to a website and I start reading the website and it's instantly clear that no human has written this. Because it's written in a way that's so bad. And damn, I'm gonna pull one of those stupid I can tell it's Photoshop because of the pixels thing, but it kind of is that. I can't really explain to you how I know. It's just like you can feel the total lack of effort and care in a bizarre way that humans don't think or speak. The voice is so weird. Yeah, it's like real bad CG in a movie, essentially. I'm sad that a whole bunch of humans are going to get fired and replaced with this thing that produces absolute slop. But such is the age we live in. Anyhow, shall we walk the path of glory for just a moment? Let's do path PTG, shall we? People love slop, though. They do, that's true. And never forget it, okay? A lot of people complain about democracy, and a lot of people complain about capitalism, and a lot of people complain about the market, and a lot of their complaints are very reasonable. But never forget that it's just reacting to what most people want. And so remember, at the end of the day, it's always the people's fault, okay? The children yearn for slop. They need it. They have to have it. It's a different type of slop, bad ice. So I wonder if it will catch on or not. And it's a different flavor of slop. Yeah, the average person can't wait to watch the next Marvel movie still. And goes to Spiky Bits and loved Starfield for its great story. And I don't know, you know, it's don't think about it too hard. walking the path to glory. Since the first edition of Age of Sigmar, our path to glory has mostly been ignored. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I think way more people play Path to Glory than I give it credit for. Has given players the tools to create their own ongoing narrative, as their army secures heroic victories, weathers crushing defeats, and grows in strength as its ranks swell, and veterans earn new skills. In the current edition, the Path to Glory rules focus on empire building with rules for conquering territories, building outposts. This tied into the overarching narrative of the edition, which saw the first Dawnbringer Crusades leave the cities of Sigmar on a mission to reclaim the realms. This is you. You think people like the idea that Path to Glory is played a lot? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. It's like that thing where you make some comment about how, yeah, everybody just plays matched play though. Nobody really plays open play or narrative. And then, like, there's always 3 exact people who are like, tons of people play narrative. There are dozens of us. Alright. In the new edition, Path to Glory is returning to its roots in the core book with a Path to Glory Ascension battle pack, which focuses on your warlord, all caps, rules bold, and their retinue. These rules will string together their heroic battles, embellishing their personal story as they fight for victory and renown across the mortal realms. Ranks and paths. The key feature of Path to Glory Ascension Battle Pack is that the path each of your your units choose to follow. These fight battles on your companion, your units, including all your heroes, monsters, and anything else, will gain ranks. Refilling XP bars. Okay. There are 4 ranks to progress through as you earn renown for participating in battles. Once a unit has gained 5 renown points, it earns its first rank. Each time one of your units gains a rank, you get the choice of 1 or 2 different abilities from the appropriate step on its path. Once the unit has gained the legendary rank, it does not earn any future gain. Dude, look at how many games you be playing. Alright, a lot of Path to Glory games, it seems. When a hero gains its first rank, you can choose a path. Path of the Warrior, Defender. Oh, just Warrior, Defender? Is it those 2? Path of the Warrior shows a fucking berserker with flame behind him. Path of the Defender, some soup kitchen peasant ass looking farmer guy. Okay. Nice. Potato sack. Sure. Reroll charge rolls for this hero. Heal D6. Sounds pretty defensive. No, I'm kidding. Once per battle, any combat phase. Heal 1 to this unit, end of any turn. When this unit uses a retreat, no mortal damage is inflicted on it. Oh yeah, normally, now I forgot that one change. When you retreat, you're punished for it. Martial expertise, add 1 hit rolls. I mean, you just get a bunch of stuff. Help, I'm dying here. I don't care. You get to choose a million things. It's a player character thing. I don't know, dude. I don't care. So rules. Each path is whatever. You can get a whole bunch of stuff duct taped to your war scroll. Once per battle in your hero phase, Path of the Devout, you can resurrect them. I don't want to bring the stream down. Okay. Your warlord can now participate wholly within the Path to Glory system. What do you mean? Not only can your army's general advance along a path just like any other hero, they also begin their campaign with the first rank already gained, okay? They don't use battle tactics. Instead, they have 6 narrative battle plans. Okay, and so they've done the put the battle tax in the battle plan thing. Twist on every battle plan, introducing dramatic and unpredictable stuff. For example, the ritual. Nice picture. Nice picture of a little goblin man. It's him, the Loon King. Okay, increase your control score. You can strike last somebody eruption of power. On a 4-up, inflict either mortal damage to that unit. Okay. That's Scragrod. Yeah, the Loon King, like I said. Hey, when you put all of these cool abilities on your hero, he's gonna have a bunch of extra abilities, and that's cool, right? Like, neat. I'm not... Alright. Anvil's Apotheosis. Nice. Did they used to have this? I remember when the Anvil of Apotheosis was included in one of the GHPs. I couldn't remember if they kept this or not. They have kept this? Okay. As the battle tomes of the new edition are released over the coming years, each will include its own set of Path to Glory rules. Yes, they always have. We'll be going into more detail on these when the time comes. We can confirm that each battle tome will build on the path system by including unique paths tailored to your faction, and each one will also include its very own unique anvil. Yep. Read the paragraph well. Ooh, did I miss something in this paragraph? Hungry Panda? Next week, we'll be revealing another model for the Warhammer Age of Sigmar launch set. We're getting closer to the full reveal on 16 May. And we're already covering many of the changes coming to the rules in the new edition for Age of Sigmar. Make sure you're primed and ready. I am primed and ready. Baltom specific anvil instead of one-size-fits-all approach that he used to have. Definitely worth noting, I would say. I agree. Quite nice. Okay,